Hello, everybody, and welcome back to 31 Days of Halloween on the Calvin Cam podcast, the podcast where we talk about everything spooky and chilling. I'm Calvin.
And I'm Anthony, and today we have 13 ghosts, so let's get into it.
Okay, we're back, everybody. Today is day 12 of 31 Days of Halloween on the Calvin Cam podcast.
Yeah, thanks for sticking around, guys. Keep coming back because we have more movies to cover.
I'm glad that everybody's enjoying this series a lot because it's a lot of fun, and I'm having a blast.
Yeah, me and Calvin we're having a great time putting these together for you guys, so I hope you're enjoying the content, and thanks for watching so far.
Yeah, today's episode is 13 Ghosts. It's a movie that came out in 2001, and this was a solid pick for me for this year's 31 Days of Halloween because I really enjoyed this movie. For one, it has some of my favorite actors in it, and for two, I just think that the campiness of this movie and like it's actually scary too.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty scary, honestly.
Yeah. It's got like its campy moments though, like that like play homage to older films that have come before it. But I think that this movie's great, and I highly recommend watching this movie. So that's why I put it on the list for this year. Let me just give you a brief rundown of what 13 Ghosts is. 13 Ghosts is a 2001 supernatural horror film directed by Steve Beck, in his directorial debut for Steve Beck. And it is a remake of the 1960 film 13 Ghosts by William Castle. The film stars Tony Shalhoub. I am terrible with names, and you are going to hate me for this.
He'll get better. He'll get better.
But I know him as Monk.
Oh, Monk from Wings?
Monk from the TV show Monk.
Oh, that's right, Monk. But he is in Wings, though.
He is in Wings.
That television show, The Wings.
He's in a lot of good stuff. A lot of really great stuff. And it has Embeth Davids and Matthew Lillard, who is like one of my all-time favorite actors.
I miss Matthew Lillard.
I love Matthew Lillard. And then Shannon Elizabeth
from American Pie,
and Alec Roberts, Rod Digga, and F. Murray Abraham. All great actors, all very talented, and it's such a good movie. Let me give you a quick plot. Just like ghost hunter Cyrus and his psychic assistant Dennis Ruffkin lead a team on a mission to capture a spirit called the Juggernaut. Several men, including Cyrus, are killed while the team is able to catch the ghost. Cyrus's nephew Arthur, a widower, is informed by Cyrus' estate lawyer Ben Moss that he has inherited Cyrus's mansion. Financially insecure, Arthur decides to move there with his two children, Kathy and Bobby, and their nanny Maggie. And then upon moving there, they discover that it's a house for 13 ghosts.
Yeah. I mean, this movie really is really good. I thought the beginning of this movie, like when it's basically the opening credit comes, it does like a full circle of, Arthur's life and how he lost his wife, and at the end it shows like the cinematography, it spins around, it shows it's burnt because his wife was in a fire.
Yeah.
So I thought the opening credits for this movie were fucking cool, the way they were presented.
Really cool. The credits were cool. The opening scene, one of the things that I noticed immediately was there were a lot of nods to Evil Dead in this movie.
Yes, there was.
There was a lot of like the evil camera movement going forward, like as one of the ghosts in the what is it, the junkyard?
Yeah, the junkyard where all the cars are when they were trying to get the Juggernaut, I think his name was.
And I was just like, wow, this is like literally Evil Dead. I just didn't connect the dots there until this recent time watching it. But I love that, and I love the whole aspect of this guy, like the psychic, just being like a ghost collector.
Yeah, you mean Cyrus Kritos or
Yeah.
Kritikos?
Yeah.
Whatever you say his name.
Yeah, and then Matthew Lillard's character, honestly, like I love Matthew Lillard, and like his death was pretty good in the movie.
Yeah, I thought that Matthew Lillard's acting in this movie was just on point. Just like he's such a good act. He's such a good actor. This movie, Hackers, Scream, like those are his 3 movies that I love him in.
I love him in Scooby Doo. I think that he's the best Shaggy, and
that's right. I forgot about that.
To this day, he's still the voice of Shaggy on the cartoon. So, like, I think Matthew Lillard is amazing. So, but I think that all throughout this movie, like one of the things that I love so much is I think the set is really cool.
Yeah, like the house itself.
The house itself is awesome with the glass rooms are
with
cool.
The spirit incantations on the walls. Yeah. All that stuff is really interesting. It just gives you a backstory on Cyrus Kritikos's, what he's been doing in this house and what he's, overall doing, as we find out later in the movie.
Yeah. No, it's really good. And I just like the blend of supernatural and science at the same time. It's kind of like a Frankenstein thing with ghosts, though.
Yeah. Also, what's really phenomenal in this movie are the shots in this movie.
Yes.
Like the camera shots moving back and forth and portraying hallways, and it syncs really well with the audio in this movie too. I thought
it's a great haunted house movie.
Also, I thought the practical effects with the special effects as the ghosts reappearing when they put the glasses on, where they're going from left to right to left to right to left to right. Just you don't know where the ghosts are, and that keeps it like suspenseful to you as a person in the audience watching this movie. You're like, wow, this is really portrayed well. The ghosts are depicted very, very spooky and eerie as they move around.
Very creepy, and I like how different each ghost was too.
Yeah,
like very cool. They all each have their own like little quirk to them.
Yeah, I think it was the priestess, or the girl, the naked girl with the knife. Like the whole scene with Shannon Elizabeth when she's like, in the bathroom and she's just like panning from left to right, and it's just like when she goes to the bathtub and she starts washing her face and she's in the bathtub, it's just like, it's shot so well. Like that scene is really good.
Yeah, no, this movie has really great shots. I really enjoy the haunted house theme a lot, though. Yeah. I think that is really cool for me. Yeah, overall, I think this movie is a great watch. I gonna say, like, if I were to review this movie now, I think that this movie would be a solid. I give this a 4. I like this movie a lot. I think the scares in this movie are really well done too. Lot of creep factor, a lot of good makeup on the ghost too. Like you could tell that a lot of production design went into their makeup. And I think that, like I said before, the most impressive thing is the set. I think the set is really cool. The house is just really well set up for me. So I'm gonna give it a 4.
For me, I'm also gonna give it like a 4 because, like I said, the shots, the practical effects with the special effects, the house, the set. Like you said, I know I'm just reiterating your review, but that's kind of the way I feel about it.
How you feel.
The sound design, especially when the ghosts are introduced, like you feel their aura, like the little kid that has an arrow through his head. There's sound in there when I was watching it, just like pew, like you could hear the arrow when it showed him on screen and stuff like that. Same with the guy with the bat. You know what I mean? It was just that right there made the movie so immersive and phenomenal because of those little quirks to the sound and the ghost movement and how they were portrayed. Yeah. I thought that was really amazing. The actors did a phenomenal job in this movie. I thought Matthew Lillard's acting was amazing. Like I said, like he was really, really good. And man, this movie was good after not seeing it for a very long time. I mean, even the what is it? The chick that plays Maggie, she's like the nanny. Mm-hmm. She kind of she had some comical effects to her. I forgot to mention this earlier. Like, she kind of reminded me of like Rod from Get Out. Like,
that's
she's
funny.
Like, she's like, I'm gonna take a pay grade, and F this shit, at the end of the movie when the credits roll,
Yeah.
and she had just her little nods of comedy in the movie, like going through it. I thought she was cool, and she did a really
Again,
good job.
comedy works really well with horror.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, cool. Let's get into some fun facts then.
Yeah, what do we got, Calvin, for some fun facts on this
fun facts for 13 Ghosts. We are going to start with this one. In the movie, the characters need special glasses to see the ghosts. In the original 13 Ghosts in 1960, viewers needed special glasses to see the ghosts. So
interesting.
This is one of the few details from the original that was kept.
That's really, really cool.
That's like very unique.
Yeah,
for
it just pays homage to the old film, which is cool. I like when films pay homage to the original film.
Awesome. Let's see. The effect for the torso was achieved using a double amputee wearing a special black hood that could be used to digitally remove his head.
Yeah, that was cool. The torso was cool. Every ghost in this movie was just awesome.
Many viewers complained that the movie had a lot of strobe lighting and flashy editing, making it physically painful to sit through, which I see the complaint, but I also don't, because I think that this is just how it's meant to be. Like,
that's just the way these ghosts have been portrayed on camera, and they did a phenomenal job with it. I get how I can get people's gripe about that being an issue.
Mm-hmm. Of all the creature makeup created for the film, the Angry Princess required the longest time to apply at 5 hours.
Yeah, but it shows the Angry Princess, like, she looked phenomenal.
She did. She looked crazy.
She looked crazy. She was just all the intricate slices on her. It was just eerie, but so good. Like, really well done.
The writing etched on one of the walls in the glass house translates to "Read the Lord's Prayer." So that's cool.
Interesting.
Duncan MacLeod's A Dragon Katana from Highlander in 1992 appears as one of the swords in Cyrus's collection.
Is it the one that what was it, Bobby?
I don't think it's like. I don't think it's that one, but
his dad says, "Bobby, put that down."
Oh, maybe it is that one.
I don't know if it's that one.
The budget, opening weekend box office gross, and box office gross overall of this film are all virtually identical, within $1 million to that of House on Haunted Hill in 1999, which opened almost exactly 2 years earlier. Both films were adapted from stories written by Rob White and originally directed by William Castle.
Very interesting. Very cool.
Steve Beck's directorial debut after this film, Beck would only direct one more, the similarly themed Ghost Ship in 2002, which I don't know if you remember Ghost Ship, but Ghost Ship's amazing.
Ghost Ship's pretty good the way it's shot. Yeah. It is spooky and eerie.
I get that it's exactly within the realms of this movie. Let's see. In the original 13 Ghosts in 1960, the nephew who inherited the mansion was Cyrus Zorba. In this movie, the uncle who left his mansion to his nephew is Cyrus Kritikos.
Cyrus Kritikos, yeah.
Yeah. So, little nod to that. Let's see. The first film from a major American studio with 3 Arab American leads.
Interesting.
It took 5 hours for John DeSantis to get fitted into the makeup to play the Juggernaut, and another 3 hours to take it off.
Yeah, once again,
the makeup,
and the way they use the practical effects and special effects to portray the ghosts again. Like I said, it's many times already. It's phenomenal. I think it's awesome.
Excluding the opening scene, the entire film's events take place over the course of a single day. Which not until now, I didn't really even pay attention to that.
No, but I haven't either.
And then I got one more for you. In the original 1960 13 Ghosts, the protagonist Elaine was the dead uncle's psychic female assistant, who is also the housekeeper in the remake. She is separated into 3 characters: Dennis, the psychic, Kalina, the assistant, and Maggie, the housekeeper.
Interesting. That's so funny how they made
Yeah.
one character a hybrid of 3 other people.
Yep.
That's kind of funny.
So,
but cool at the same time.
Yeah, definitely a really cool fact. But yeah, that's gonna be it for 13 Ghosts. This is a great film. Go check it out, and we'll catch you tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and have a good evening.
Thank you all so much for watching the Calvin Cam podcast. You can find us on any social media platforms like Instagram or Twitter. Go check our podcast out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Amazon Music. We also have YouTube channel, the Calvin Cam. Go over there, hit that like and subscribe button, and follow us there. As well as you can now really support us on Patreon.com. It's probably the best place to support us. So you can go there, join one of our 3 tiers, and help us get bigger and better, and we will appreciate you every step of the way. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a good night.